Hello, good afternoon everybody and welcome back to the channel where today I will be doing my match week 15 SPFL Premiership predictions. Now, I'm going to do this for first. I've not actually been looking at the league table, so let's have a quick look at the league table. So obviously after 13 games, Celtic and Rangers are in a league of their own on 34 points. Obviously Celtic are 3 goals more than Rangers at this moment in time. Third are Aberdeen with 25. And then Motherwell 22, Kilmarnock 21, Hibernian are in the top 6 now, 18 points, and then there's a 4-point gap between 6th and 7th. Ross County on 14, Livingston on 8th and 3rd with 13 points, Hearts, St Mirren, Hamilton and St Johnstone all on 11 points. So it's getting really, really tight down there at this present moment in time, and obviously, you know, one result can see you bottom. One result can see you up to 7th. It is that tight between those 5 teams. So it's very, very tight, like I've said. So let's have a quick look at how I did last week. Now, spoiler alert, there are no perfect scores from me this week, unfortunately. But I did get very, very close with the Hibs results. So, Celtic Livingston, I went for a 2-0 win to Celtic. It finished 4-0 to Celtic. Not a very good day at the office for Livingston, it has to be said. Hibs Motherwell, I went for a 2-1 win to Hibernian. It finished 3-1 to Hibs. Kilmarnock Hearts, I went for a 2-1 win to Hearts. It finished 3-0 to Kilmarnock. St Mirren Ross County, I went for a 2-0 win to Ross County. Finished 2-1 St Mirren. Hamilton Rangers, I went for a 5-0 win for Rangers. It finished 3-1. St Johnstone Aberdeen, I went for a 3-1 win to Aberdeen. It finished 1-1. And St Mirren Hibs, obviously that is the extra game being played, considering that the semi-finals were of the League Cup that day. St Mirren Hibs, I went for a 2-0 win to Hibs. It finished 2-1. So 4 outcomes out of 6 or 7. Not the best. So let's go into the games this weekend, and obviously it's St Andrew's Day, so obviously if you're having your haggis, neeps and tatties, then obviously enjoy them after a very, very good fixture list of football. 4 games on the Saturday and 2 games on the Sunday. Obviously Rangers and Celtic are both playing in Europa League action this evening. They are playing Feyenoord and Rennes respectively. Obviously Rangers needing a win to go through to the next round of the Europa League. Celtic already qualified, and obviously if they win, they will win that group. So plenty of incentive for Celtic to go through and win the group. And then obviously winning the group is so important as well. So it'll be very, very interesting to see. So the games we have at the weekend are as follows: Aberdeen against St Mirren, Hibernian against Kilmarnock, Livingston against Hamilton, Motherwell against St Johnstone, Ross County against Celtic, and Rangers against Hearts. So the first game I'm going to preview is Aberdeen against St Mirren. Now the last 5 between these two have resulted in 3 wins to Aberdeen, 1 draw and 1 win to St Mirren, and the last result was a 2-2 draw at Pittodrie. But obviously the last meeting, St Mirren beat Aberdeen by 1-0 in St Mirren, and I think that was maybe the second game of the season. I think it was something like that anyway. So Aberdeen will be kicking themselves. How they didn't beat 9-man St Johnstone at the weekend, that was very, very poor. You know, obviously Considine playing his 500th game for Aberdeen. Congratulations to him. He's been a very, very good servant for Aberdeen. But yeah, Aberdeen will be kicking themselves. I mean, yes, there should have been a Stonewall penalty. Obviously, you've seen that given. Obviously, if that's given, it's a handball, it's a red card. You know, it's denying opportunity, a goal scoring opportunity. You know, it's a clear handball. And you know, if Aberdeen go on and win that, then obviously they win the game. But yeah, it wasn't to be at the moment, and it'll be very, very interesting. This game, obviously, coming off the back of a 1-1 draw, their home fans will be expectant to bounce back from that for sure. St Mirren, obviously, obviously winning against Ross County, but then losing against Hibs. So obviously, it was good that they beat Ross County. They were very, very good against Ross County. Yeah, against Hibs, it just didn't happen for them. But probably that game against Hibs, they nearly got something, nearly, but nearly is not good enough. And they are starting to fall away in that league. I know it's very, very tight in that bottom six, but it's very, very tight at this moment in time. So we'll see what happens for this. But going in this game, obviously Aberdeen obviously home to bounce back from a 1-1 draw with St Johnstone. St Mirren looking to bounce back after a 2-1 defeat to Hibernian. I can only really see one winner in this game, and I think it's going to be Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen will win this one, and I'm going to go for a comfortable 3-0 win to the Dons here. I just feel that Aberdeen are too strong for St Mirren at this moment in time. Aberdeen 3, St Mirren 0. So we'll see what happens with that one. The next game is Hibernian against Kilmarnock. Hibs, 2 wins under 2 for Jack Ross against the Kilmarnock side, who are coming off the back of a 3-0 win over Hearts at the weekend. So the last 5 between Hibs and Kilmarnock have resulted in 1 win to Hibs, 1 draw and 3 wins to Kilmarnock. And the last result was a 0-0 draw between Hibs and Kilmarnock. But obviously that was not the last meeting. The last meeting between the sides, Hibs went through on penalties against Kilmarnock. So this is going to be a very interesting game. There's not many goals between these two either. So obviously Hibs is coming off the back of 2 great wins over Motherwell and St Mirren respectively. Obviously coming from behind to beat Motherwell to win 3-1 in that game. And Christian Doidge cannot stop scoring, can he? He's on fire now at the moment. So he cannot stop scoring at the moment in time. And that's what confidence gives you. A goal gives you confidence. 2 goals, 3 goals. Obviously that hat trick of St Johnstone. 5 goals in 3 games. It's a very, very good return for Christian Doidge, and I think he's now trying to find himself a home in Hibs, and I think Hibs are playing really, really well because of that. And Jack Ross is a perfect start for him. 2 wins out of 2, very, very good, very, very good for him as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do in this one. Kilmarnock. Fantastic performance against Hearts. I mean, that could have been about 6 or 7-0. Hearts were dreadful on the day. But Kilmarnock going 3-0 up inside 15 minutes. 3 goals in 15 minutes. Fantastic performance. And Chris Burke showing again, he's just on fire. He really, really is. He's playing really, really well. Kilmarnock are playing well under Angelo Alessio. I think all the early season struggles under him have now passed. And I think we'll now see him doing his bit to keep Kilmarnock in that top 6, and I think they are going to be very, very interesting to see how they do. But they're doing very well under Angelo Alessio, and good to see because obviously there was a lot of talk over the first few games that his job was on the line. But I'm glad to see that is not the case now, and I think Kilmarnock are allowed to play football. They're a good passing football side against Hibs. These are 2 good passing football sides, these 2, so going to be very interesting. But for me, I'm going to say Jack Ross will continue his good start under his stewardship at Hibernian, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to the Hibees here. I just think Hibs will be going into that game with a lot of confidence, considering after winning 2-1 and 3-1 respectively against St Mirren and Motherwell. So I think Hibs will continue their good run. 2-1 to Hibernian for me. So the next game is Livingston against Hamilton. I will be at this game, obviously. Livingston on the back of a 3-match losing streak at this moment in time, so it's not been a very good run, but I will come into that very detail in very, very shortly. Hamilton obviously coming off the back of a 3-1 defeat to Rangers. So very, very big game, this one. Obviously this is 8th versus 10th. So Livingston Hamilton, so the last 5 between these 2 is quite even between these 2. 2 wins to Livingston, 2 wins to Hamilton and 1 draw, and the last result was a 2-0 win to Livingston. But obviously in the corresponding fixture earlier in the season, Hamilton beat Livingston by 2-1. Now, it has been said that this game is a home affair, and the reason I'm saying that is that if it's at Livingston, Livingston usually win. If it's at Hamilton, Hamilton usually wins. So it's not the game for the away team, if you know what they're playing. Obviously, like I said, Livingston coming off the back of a 3-match losing streak. But then again, the teams they have faced, it's just absolutely bonkers. And obviously, they face Motherwell, they face Rangers, and they face Celtic. So obviously, that's 3 defeats in a row. But the thing you can say about that, obviously, okay, apart from the Celtic result, which was, in all honesty, Celtic wanted to bounce back from obviously losing that game to Livingston at the Tony Macaroni earlier in the season. So I think it's much better for them that they get out of this period. But I'm looking at the Livingston's fixtures throughout this festive period coming up, and the fixtures that they have are as follows. So Saturday they have Hamilton. Wednesday they have Heart Midlothian. And then the Saturday they have Kilmarnock at the Tony Macaroni. And then the 14th they're away to St Mirren. And then the 21st they're at home to Ross County. And then the 29th they're home to Hibernian. So there's some good games in that aspect. So you would expect them to start picking up points. But yeah, Livingston, like I said, it could have been a lot more had Mateusz Sarkic not been on good form for Livingston. Very good performance from him. He's just been absolutely outstanding for Livingston ever since coming into the team, and obviously got a Montenegro call up. Very good for him, and it's going to be interesting. But yeah, obviously Lyndon Dykes as well. He has obviously come out and said he is ready to play for Scotland if Scotland come calling. So that'll be interesting to see as well. So yeah, it's coming back in front of their home fans of the Tony Macaroni. And they'll be expectant, and I'll be expectant as well. Hamilton obviously coming off the back of a 3-1 defeat to Rangers, and to be honest, they were in the game for most of that game. Obviously, Rangers came through in the end, but for a long time it was 1-1. It was 1-1 for a long time in that game, and Rangers didn't play very well that day, but Hamilton did cause them a lot of problems, and how Mikael Miller misses, I'll never know, because had he scored that, then it's a different game. It is a completely different game, but very interesting. So, this game, because Livingston are coming off the back of a 4-0 defeat to Celtic, I have a feeling that they will want to bounce back, and I'm going to think that they will bounce back. I'm going to go for Livingston to win this one by 2-0 against Hamilton. So fingers crossed that we can get back to winning ways. It'd be good to see, and it would put us on 14. No, sorry. We're on 13 points, so it would put us on 16 points. So it would put us a wee bit of a gap between ourselves and obviously that cluster on 11 points. So it'd be very good to see. But for me, Livingston 2, Hamilton 0. Motherwell against St Johnstone now, and the last 5 between these two have resulted in 3 wins to Motherwell, 2 wins to St Johnstone, and the last result was a 3-0 win to Motherwell. Now Motherwell obviously coming off the back of a 3-1 defeat to Hibernian, took the lead very early on, and you would think they would go on and get a result, but wasn't to be. And they'll be pretty pleased that they're coming back in front of their home fans, because they've got a good home record for sure. Away from home, not so great, but has to be said, Motherwell are doing a lot well this season, and they're coming up against a really struggling St Johnstone side who got a really good point against Aberdeen, but has to be said that they kind of lost their discipline a little bit. Murray Davidson and Callum Hendry both getting straight red cards, and probably both of them cannot complain with them. Definite red cards. So obviously 9-man St Johnstone get a 1-1 draw with Aberdeen, but they'll be missing Callum Hendry and Murray Davidson for probably, I think it's 2 matches. I think it's 2-match ban that they get for straight red cards, and honestly they were very poor challenges, so they deserve to go for those challenges. Obviously, St Johnstone are sitting bottom at the moment. They're going to Motherwell. Not many goals between these two. Obviously, Motherwell winning 3-0 in the fixture last season at Fir Park. So, going to be interesting this one. But for me, I'm going for a Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 1. I think Motherwell will just scrape through for this one, but going for Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 1. So that the Saturday games taken care of. Now we have the Sunday games. That is Ross County against Celtic. And the last 5 between these two have resulted in 4 wins to Celtic and 1 draw. And the last result was a very narrow 1-0 win to Celtic at the... I can't remember what that stadium's called, Ross County. Victoria Park is what I know it to be called, so I will call it that, but I know it's not. Ross County obviously coming off the back of a 2-1 defeat to St Mirren, and it has to be said that they were pretty poor in that game. Obviously took the lead and then obviously allowed St Mirren to come back into that game. Coming back to their home fans, obviously this game is live on Sky Sports at lunchtime, so it'll be very, very good game for that one if you want to watch that one. This is a 12 o'clock kickoff as well, so it'll be very, very interesting to see how that will happen. Celtic obviously coming off the back of a 4-0 win against Livingston, and one of the main impressees of that game was definitely Jeremy Frimpong. He seems to be going strength to strength for this young man. He's really, really very, very impressive as well. But, Celtic, like I said, it could have been a quicker score had it not been for Natia Sarkic in the Livingston goal last week. And, Celtic have got a really good form. You'd probably expect them to beat Rennes tonight. And, they will probably want to... I don't know will they want to win the group? Yeah, of course they want to win the group. But they could probably rest a few players tonight and then be fresh for the weekend's game against Ross County. So... in that aspect, obviously Celtic are playing first, so that could be a big advantage, and it could put pressure on Rangers before they play Hearts at 3 o'clock on the Sunday, so we'll see what happens with that one. But for me at the moment, I'm going for a Celtic win against Ross County, going for Ross County 0, Celtic 2 in this one. So it'll be very, very good for that one. And the final game to preview is Rangers against Hearts, and the last was 5 between Rangers and Hearts have resulted in 4 wins to Rangers and 1 draw. And the last result was a 3-0 win to Rangers. But obviously, the corresponding fixture earlier this season, it was a 1-1 draw. And Hearts played really, really well that game. So will they be up for this one? I'm pretty sure they will be. But coming to Rangers, obviously 3-1 win against Hamilton. And in all honesty, they came through in the end. It wasn't a very good performance, but they managed to get the win. And that was the main thing for them. Obviously, they're playing Feyenoord tonight. Good luck to Rangers tonight and Feyenoord. We'll see what happens. Definitely, if they were to win, then Rangers would be through. And that obviously is a group of death. Like I've said, Young Boys, Feyenoord, and Porto, and Rangers are managing to. They're sitting second at the moment. They've got Young Boys to come at Ibrox again in a couple of weeks' time. If they were to win that, then they're through. So. They've got 2 games to go through, so it'll be very interesting to see, but we'll see what happens. Hearts. Oh dear. 3-0 down to Kilmarnock after 15 minutes, and that was game over, basically, game over. From what I've been hearing is that Hearts were very, very poor, and it could, like I said, it could have been 6 or 7-0. They were really, really poor that day. So... going to be very interesting, and they've still not got a new manager yet. Is it going to be Daniel Stendel? Is it going to be somebody else? We need to see. We need to wait and see. But this feels like it's taken forever, ever. And the people who follow me on YouTube who are Jambos, I really feel for you guys, because your club is being run like a circus right now, and it is not good. It is not good. Anne Budge, like I've said, she's a businesswoman. She's not a chairwoman. So, unfortunately for that, is that you've not got a new manager yet. And the more this goes on, it's going to be interesting to see who takes over. And you could well be in a relegation battle if things do not improve. That is the worrying thing for a Jambo. But no respite for Hearts, I'm afraid. I'm afraid Rangers are going to win this one pretty comfortably, in all honesty. I'm going for Rangers 3, Hearts 0. So that is it. That is my match week 15 predictions. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your predictions as well. Leave them in the comment section below. It'll be very, very good. And I'll just go through my predictions very, very quickly as I would usually do. So Aberdeen 3, St Mirren 0, Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 2, Hamilton 0, Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 1, Ross County 0, Celtic 2, and Rangers 3, Hearts 0. So that is it. That is my match week 15 predictions. Like I said, if you want to play along, then please do. We're on the road to 150 subscribers now. 128 subscribers now. Maybe on the road to 200. Thank you very, very much for all your support recently. It really has meant a lot. And we'll see what we'll see what happens. But shall be a very interesting week ahead, and it's going to be interesting as well. But we shall see what happens. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and please hit that subscribe button, smash a like, leave a comment. That would be absolutely fantastic. And enjoy St Andrew's Day. Enjoy your haggis, neeps, and tatties. I'm sure you will. And I'll be back with more predictions probably on Monday as well, because we've got some midweek games coming up. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you continually for watching my content, and I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.